Hi, it's Ronnie, and welcome to the best of 30 Days of Sketches by Christie's Beautiful Life. And today's sketch is by Sketchabilities, Karen Gerber, and it's super cute, and I have done it before. So you'll see a picture at the end of what that one looked like. And today I'm going to I'm going to scrap that photo of Hope, and I am using the sketch, and it is going to be inspiration. I'm going to use that burlap die and some Simple Stories Vintage Harvest, Country Harvest, I think it is. And plus, I'm going to have a sticker book from the Ancestry one, 2 stencils, and I am going to, well, I decided I needed to do the photo first and put some papers behind it so I would know how big it needed to be. Because, sometimes I cover up all the mixed media because I spread out just a little bit too far. The sketch does have a notebook paper punch used on it, so I used it on the wood grain. And then I'm going to do tearing and distressing on the other papers and tuck things behind and around and all that kind of stuff. I'm using my Close to My Heart distresser there. And the papers are, well, I don't have any 12 by 12 of this. It was a peachy cheap deal. So it did not come with any 12 by 12. All I got was a 6 by 8 paper pad. But that is what I'm going to be using. There is a scalloped something or other behind there. I figured, it represented a scallop punch. So that's what I'm using because that's what I have. And my layers are just going to get a little bit bigger each time. And I'm not, well, I did have to on one of them go closer to the edge than I wanted to with my adhesive because I decided to gut this right here. And I have to mount the photo somehow after doing that. So I won't be putting, well, I think I did manage to squeeze something underneath the photo or else the paper behind the photo on. I tucked everywhere it would allow me to tuck on the top and the right hand side. I up on the right hand corner, it either looks like two staples in an X shape or a cross stitch. So I'm going to do a stitch on mine, and it's going to and I did this tag. Instead of just tying it once, I tied it several times so it looked like braided something. And I'm going to use some liquid adhesive to glue it down so it won't be moving all over the place. But I thought for something different, I would do that to it. And I wanted to put it in there before I got my stitches on there. And I'm using some brown jute, and this jute is pretty thick. My needle had a little bit of trouble going through those holes, so I had to make them just a little bit bigger. But it worked. So I do have my cross stitch there. And you can still see it at the end. I don't cover it all up, a tiny bit, but not all of it. There was, well, if you've ever had those sticker books, you know they are way too thin to use, really. So I put them on white paper. No, I don't think I put any of these on white paper. I think I used craft cardstock for each one of them, so that, and then fussy cut so that they would be thicker. But I did it on everything, and I'm using rusty hinge mostly for my uh, distressing on the edges to make it look more autumny, and since it is vintage, Country Harvest, make it look a little bit vintage. That camera sticker came out of the Ancestry one, and that um, fence die cut that I'm using there, it was just a leftover from another time, and so I don't have but the one little piece, so I can't repeat it unless I go get my die cut machine out and cut something. But I thought it looked good there, and it was just about the right size, really. Oh, here I decided I'd start on my mixed media. You seen me put that one down in the bottom left-hand corner? Well, in the sketch, it says Sketchabilities and Karen Gerber there, but I'm going to put an embellishment there. Of course, mine is flipped because in the photo, Hope is looking towards the left side of the paper, so I had to move that over. And she is outside playing there at the park, and she does have a ball. But I was looking through my photos of what I could crop or something to get a close-up, and since the ball was purple, it did not go with everything else I was planning on using. So I just cropped it out, and my photo got to be a better size for the sketch. I used Rusty Hinge and what is that called? Bundled sage. And I am using the bundled sage again with the stencil that was still sitting on my desk. And I thought, I think I could use it on here. Because instead of just having rusty colored everything, there is green on about half the leaves and stuff. So I am just adding that to my layout. And it's just going to kind of tuck in and out behind there. And I'm using this stencil, and I think it's called Crosshatch or something. I could not find the packaging. I probably put it up with in an iris container because, yeah, I've got drawers beside me, and I'll lay stuff in there. Like I'll open the door to put the iPad there, and then I'll lay stuff in there, and the stencil was there, but no packaging. And I haven't tried to figure out what layout I was using last with it. Except yesterday, of course, but I didn't have it yesterday either. I am using Vintage Photo for these things and the bundled sage. And the green, the bundled sage is on the one that's radar. I think it is Crafter's Workshop and radar, but I'm not 100% sure. I had the packaging earlier. If you could pause it and look, I would have to go back. And you've seen that after I fussy cut that one piece out, I really needed a little bit more of the mixed media there because it wasn't quite as big as I had pictured in my head. Even though I tested it before I fussy cut it, I was guessing wrong. And I'm just going to make a bigger cluster down there than I originally had planned in my head, because when I was looking for the papers to put behind the photo, I seen this. I thought, oh, that'll look cool down there in the corner. And yeah, it got pulled out and got used when I was planning just a very tiny cluster down in the bottom left-hand corner. I am using the same papers that were up there above and just kind of tucking them in and around. And then I'm going to use some of the stickers and anything else. Oh, I will be pulling in some of the burlap dye. And oh, I pulled out the ribbon from Hobby Lobby that is loose weave ribbon. I think it's what it's called, something like that. Anyway, I've got the autumn one. Yesterday I had the summer one, which is green. I've got the autumn one, which is more, it looks like it kind of got dried out, you know, winter time and hibernating. It's kind of on the gray side, but I still like it. It looks like sticks to me, like I would gather to start a fire with. So it looks kind of on the natural side, so I like it. I did pull out some phrases, and I think I already put them on the cardstock. I think I did, but decided that, oh, and my camera went off. Sorry. I put that there to remind myself in case I was looking at the layout instead of the screen when this part happened, because I could be doing that. It has happened before. Now, where was I? Oh, I have got the ribbon I was talking about that looks like sticks. But while I'm putting all this on the layout, I want to mention that down there below, you'll find the link to Christy's master playlist, which has, I bet it's like 300 videos now, a lot, and 45 participants. So lots of inspiration, lots of channels, maybe some new ones for you that you might not otherwise found. And yeah, lots of takes on the same sketch every day, which is so much fun. And the takes on them are awesome. I mean, I'm really having fun watching them myself. I am sure you will too. Um, let's see. Oh, I'm going to add a little bit down there in the bottom cluster. Not as much as I put up there at the bigger cluster, but not much less. I mean, not much. There isn't a whole lot of difference, but it is less. And I am putting a butterfly with the wings lifted. I had 3 fussy cut out on cardboard. Somehow all I had was 2. The rusty reddish or reddish color, kind of like that color right there. It's missing. Don't know what happened to it. So I will have to stop the camera and cut another one. And all I could find was a pretty tiny one because I wanted 3. And yeah, so I had to settle for a pretty small one to take its place. I could have got one other, but it didn't seem to go very well with the rest of the layout. So I got one that I thought would go. It's kind of the dark teal, which there is some in the layout. And the other one was a yellow. And other than the look of the mixed media at the moment on the screen, there really isn't any yellow in here. But there isn't any yellow on my layout. That is orange. I guess it's the lights making it look that way. But it is not really. It's more of an orange. Um, I punched out 2 of the heart punches. I'm only going to use one. I do not know what I did with the ones I punched out the other day. Well, I was using the heart dies that day. I might put them in there. Or the iris container. You never know where I put it because I'll forget by the next time. I debated putting it on some foam tape, and I finally decided where I end up putting it that it don't need it completely. So the part that's not actually laying flat is the only part that's going to get any foam tape. Yeah, I'm going to put it up there. And yeah, I cut out the part where I put the foam tape on there so y'all wouldn't have to watch it. Y'all know how to put foam tape under there. Um, well, you know how to do all this. But I'm leaving part of the video in. I Oh yeah, here's one of the butterflies. I'm gonna put it on the corner, so that means the last one will go up there in the upper right hand corner. And it, like I said, I had to stop and fussy cut it out on cardboard so that it would be a little firmer so I could put foam tape under it. Then when I was doing that, I happened to realize I had not put my title on there. So I put crisp, and I planned on putting crisp autumn day, only I forgot the autumn day. But it will be in the photos because I went back and done it. So it is on there. And I used the tile letters from the Ancestry one. It seemed to go a little bit better with the layout. And I said I need one more tab up here. And I tried like a silly goose putting it up there without any cardstock behind it. It didn't work, so I had to stop and put cardstock behind it because all it did was look lumpy and it didn't stick very well either. I am about done. I don't think I have much else to put on there. A couple little odds and ends. I had that tray pretty full. Oh, it's hearts that I'm putting on last. And I think sprinkles is no, maybe not. I inked the edges, but I did put sprinkles. I must not have had the button pushed. It must not have got recorded. And here's the layout that I did the last time with the sketch. And look how minimal I am. Instead of layers of paper, I decided to use layers of flowers and a little bit of greenery. And notice my cluster is a lot bigger on this one than it was on that one. Yeah, it just took on a life of its own on this one. And there's my little granddaughter, Hope. Isn't she cute? She's so serious with that ball. Yeah, I guess I'll have to reprint it so I can do it with the other two photos. Do a layout with the other two photos. But if you leave a comment down there below, I'll try to get back with you. And if you like the video and hit a thumbs up, I'd appreciate it. And if you are not subscribed to my channel, I would love to have you subscribe. And those of you already are, thank you so very much. And thank you all very, very much for watching my video today. I know there's a lot out there that you can be watching, and I appreciate you took the time to watch mine. Time is valuable, and yeah, I do appreciate it. But I hope you all have fun with all these sketches and take the time to try them and see what you can do with them and make them your own. Use them as inspiration, or if you want, copy them to a T. I have done that before too. But my picture kind of dictates to me what I want to do with the layout. And then it just takes on a life of its own because y'all know I like more. But have a happy, scrappy week. Have fun with video playlist down below. Bye.